This song is by BG the Boy Genius featuring Ricky Bandana. Once again, you're locked into WCBO. We thank you for staying tuned in with Hidden Gems.
It's all good, this ain't the company that keeps my presence. It's all good like every paper I've ever touched a pen with. So it's a sheep to the shepherd, I got the keys to the treasure. Great power, that passion, I'll give you diamonds so precious. Some shit rights can't represent it. Show you how to keep both feet cemented. Whole time my head's by the heavens. Whole time I was raising my levels, chasing that pace with that treble. I sit up like the rocks when genius stopped up this necklace. Never second guessing my blessings. On a search for answers to questions, and if I ever took a loss, and it just taught me this lesson. It's all good.
I hope you feel the way I feel today. The way I'm feeling.
How we doing? We are here back again, Hidden Gems with Krizm. We have a prestigious artist by the name of Ricky Bandana, Troy native.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself, Ricky.
It's nice to be here, bro. Like he said, like Krizm was saying, I'm from Troy, born and raised. I've been out here for like 10 years making music on my own. Got my audio engineering degree. I'm certified mixing, mastering, Pro Tools engineer, all that. Produce all my own stuff. I work with like one dude. I'll probably talk about him in a little bit, BG. So, that's who I am.
Independent. That's what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
talking about. Let's really speak on that. I mean, you got the chain here. It says drop.
Yes, sir.
What is that? What does that actually mean? What does drop mean? Does it have a significance to you? Can you explain it to
Yeah,
us?
it stands for Dopest Records on the Planet. It's actually
Dopest.
It's a acronym.
Records
So-
on the planet. That sounds like a record label. Is that your record label?
Yeah, it's a label. We LLC'd it, all that good stuff.
So who's a part of the record label?
It's just me and BG right now, and we got our video guy. We used to have a manager and stuff for a little while.
Yeah, I hear you,
Besides
man.
that,
You know, the
yeah.
team's growing, always changing, evolving.
Yes, sir.
You gotta always make sure you build and have people who are loyal and stay consistent and persistent. Always gotta stay 110%, 10 toes down. Ricky, BG, let's talk about him.
So BG's my boy. He's been my boy for like 7 years, and we've just been rocking ever since I met him. I met him in the studio. He actually met me the first day I woke up and decided to wear a bandana. So wore the bandana. He was like, "What's your name?"
So BG helped you create Ricky Bandana.
Yeah, I didn't have a name at first. I was just out here rapping, freestyling.
And this was 7 years ago.
Yeah, this was like, 7 years ago or so now. Yeah, 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, you're self-made, you're independent, but
Yes, sir.
something that stands out to me, honestly, personally, you know how to produce. You also record and engineer. Are you the one-stop shop type of artist that we always try to look for? Are you a Russ?
It's funny you asked that because when I first came up with this idea, bro,
Yeah.
it started out as like a drop pin because I was trying to have the like first like legit mobile studio. Like,
Okay.
Like I was trying to make myself like you were saying, like one-stop shop, but I viewed it as like a one-man band, like walking around like when you see the dude at the like parades and shit, and he's got the drum on and he's got the shit he's walking in. That's what I pictured, but like different, you know what I mean? I'm comparing the two, like drop, studio, threw all my stuff in the car and I was whipping around, pulling up on people, recording sessions. And that's what this stuff originated as, so.
Sky! You're talking about mobility, man. Did you
Yeah.
crash any cars during your pursuit of independence?
I wouldn't say my pursuit of
Uh-oh.
independence, but in my
Uh-oh.
lifetime I've crashed a couple
Oh,
cars.
okay, so he has told a couple. Don't worry, I feel you. Me too.
I'm
You
taking
know.
care of mine right now, though. The one that I
Hey,
got.
shout out the whip. Get you from point A to point B.
Yep.
So D.R.O.P.
Sir.
The drop. You are an artist as well.
Yep.
You've been doing this for 10 years, so
Facts.
you know we're all waiting on that new Ricky Bandana. You haven't necessarily dropped a single music video. You do have a couple shots.
true.
You're in a couple cameos.
I
You're
am
in a couple music
I am
videos.
in a couple videos.
Shout out BJ. I saw that crazy boxing visual. I mean, you're gonna see it right now. Let's cut to it right now.
Me and my crew knock 'em out the box with a style unlike yours. Street hitting it throughout the east, south, west, and the north. Ain't nothing changed but the weather. Me and my crew knock 'em out the box with a style unlike yours. Street hitting it throughout the east, south, west, and the north. Ain't nothing changed but the weather.
Back to it. I gotta tell you, that visual was super
Crazy.
cinematic.
Knock 'em out the box.
It was major label material. I gotta say, and the fact it's coming out of an independent.
Yeah, shout out my boy Trav.
Trav.
Travis Maney Media. He's our video guy. He does all our shit for us, you know. So.
Shout out Trav. So Trav really helps you out with a lot of your I guess musical aspirations. Is he putting in that work as a videographer, and he's kind of JP producing it?
Yeah, Trav is nice.
You know,
bro.
Drew filmed it. Is he your guy? Drew filmed it.
Yeah, he's like our Cole Bennett. Bro.
He's your Cole Bennett.
He's our Cole Bennett.
Shout out Trav, man. You gotta introduce me to this man.
He's nice, bro.
It's great, man. I always love the people who capture the footage and take that piece of time and store it onto something that can generate value, immense value, just like this interview here. And I think this leads to Void. You know, what does Void have that's meaningful to you? You know, you created the song, and I've heard the lyrics, but
I mean, that song is like super special to me just because it is what it stands for, and that's why I made the cover art for that too. So like the paintings in the art gallery that are just like blank canvases, like that's just like real thought invoking. It makes you think, like it just is what it is, because that's what it was for me in that time. Like I was in a void, and I created a song called Void, and it got me out of that void. So like to think of it and like put yourself in my shoes as to like how that song feels. You know what I mean? Because to go from nothing to have that, it's just crazy.
Okay, well, hold up. You said that you created Void when you were feeling, you know, like you had a void.
Yeah.
How long did you have that song in your vault before you dropped it?
Like 2 months, maybe.
2 months?
I usually hold on to songs for a minute, too, bro.
Minute? How big's your vault? How big?
Bro, I could easily just drop 100.
100 songs?
Right Bitter.
You have 100 songs under tuck that are quality.
Yeah.
Pristine.
Yeah. Nobody's touching my vault, bro.
No one's touching Ricky Bandana's vault. Huh. Now, why don't you just drop everything, you know? Just start dropping it as mixtapes. Really start laying out the art. You do have quite a fan base. I looked your name up on Google. Seen like 3 million views, man. Yeah, the results. You got 3 million results on Google, man. I mean, you're popping. You put in that work. And you don't even have a single music video.
That's facts.
You know? I mean, what's the climax? What's the...
I guess everything's just been building to this year, really. You know what I mean? Like
this is the year, 2022
yeah,
is
I
your
just
year.
feel really confident in my ability to create. And
Okay.
In all areas. Like, I know what I want to do visual-wise. I've been knowing what I'm doing musically. So now I'm just even more dialed in than I ever was. So
Big facts.
I'm just ready to go. Like, this is going to be the year where I really drop, like, consistent, crazy, and it's not going to stop.
So then what's the end goal? Okay, you know, we'll say there's a glass ceiling for independence. You know, there's a lot of independent establishments that haven't been able to sell 300, 400,000 units in 1 week, right?
Yeah.
There's a cap that is put over the independent. Are you fine with that cap, or are you looking to work in partnership, or perhaps sell some intellectual, pieces of your property to get into that majority of the income bracket when we're talking this music money, these royalties, these syncs?
I'm glad you asked that question.
The important things, yeah.
So, I'm down to do a couple things. Like,
Okay.
I don't really think I'm the type of artist that needs a big bag. Like, I don't need to sign to a record label for $3 million.
Yeah.
But I could sign a project easy. I could sign on for one project in like a 360.
Okay.
Get released from it, get my bag, make it back, just set numbers, you know what I mean? And then it still allows me to keep my independence and shit. So
that's a fact, yeah.
That's really what I'm trying to do. Or I could, like, you know what I mean? Like, I got so many songs to where I could let a couple go and just collect writers.
Because you have that vault.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's always something I thought about, so.
I think 2 years ago, Gucci Mane reached his 101 project.
That's crazy.
That's insane, right? He's 41 right now. And
one of my favorite artists too, Burner. He has a crazy catalog.
Shout out Burner.
Shout out Big Burn Cookies.
I actually found out about his skill when him and Young Dolph dropped their I think it was called Numbers, Paper Numbers. Paper Numbers.
I know,
something like that. It was a fantastic project, you know.
Bro,
Rest in peace, Young
His catalog is crazy, bro.
Rest in peace, D.R.O.P. Yeah, I agree.
Burner put out 2 projects this year while having.
And he's independent too. He's independent.
Bro, and he's dealing with chemo right now. He's going through cancer stuff, and he put out 2 projects.
Yeah, it's amazing that all these very successful, independent entrepreneurs run into all kinds of ailments. I mean, look at Virgil Abloh, rest in peace, his soul.
Facts,
but
bro.
he was battling one of the rarest forms of cancer. He got diagnosed right after he got appointed
What's
to.
crazy too?
I believe the head designer of Louis Vuitton. I'm not even sure, but he fought it privately, and his
That's facts.
his legacy is gonna last for the remainder of humanity. He's changed the way we look at people.
It's crazy how nowadays it seems like if it isn't the drugs, it's the some wild health shit that you wouldn't expect. You know what I mean?
It's definitely
Every day's a blessing, though. You gotta.
every day's a blessing. You
take
gotta
that.
spend your time correctly. So let's talk about your schedule. Usually,
Cool.
you make your project. You jump in the studio, spend hours, but you have your own studio. What does your creative process look like, Ricky? What does your creative process look like, Ricky?
There's gotta be some weed.
Gotta be some bud.
Gotta be some weed.
Gotta be
Gotta
some
be some good weed.
quality?
Too. Some high
Some
quality.
mids, lows, highs.
Highs.
Highs?
Always highs.
Okay, highs.
Highs are good.
Highs only. Okay.
Yeah. Everything high level, like
Mhm.
Corday says.
Mhm.
And my process is usually just, like I said, like a little bit of weed and throw something on, and I just vibe out to it. Try and let it, tell me what it wants to be. I
For
guess.
sure, man. You take it head on, right?
Yeah.
I've seen you make a number of your songs. I think I've seen you create 3 songs, and your process is very natural, man. You've been doing this for a while. It's almost second nature, I would say.
I just
It's
cut,
not already.
Cut the mic on and go.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
So you're definitely in that veteran level. So let's talk about some possible collaborations, or people you'd like to work with.
Out here, just like
In general, man,
big
the
artists.
world is in your palm nowadays with this
Shit.
phone.
I mean, if I had to, bro, I would love to get my hands on a posthumous Mac verse. If I could ever. That's my golden goose. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
again?
Like a posthumous Mac verse, an open, something that was in his vault that didn't quite get finished. That would be my golden goose egg, bro.
So you'd have to
something
buy.
that-
You'd have to buy.
I could die happy with just that feature, bro.
Say again. This artist's name again.
Mac Miller.
You're saying Mac Miller?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think they're selling any of Mac's stuff.
I know, bro.
Think about
but
it.
that's- You
He's-
asked me.
he's
That's
got
my
a
answer,
huge
bro.
vault. He's got a very
That's
big,
who I
huge
want.
vault.
That's who I want one most.
So it's
of.
possible.
Yeah.
You probably have to sign to Universal.
I'd sign to Rostrum in a minute.
You'd sign to Universal.
I would sign to Rostrum.
Say again.
I wouldn't sign to Universal.
You signed to Rostrum.
Rostrum Records
Rostrum.
in Pittsburgh.
Rostrum's an independent label, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the label that signed Mac Miller.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day. I didn't know Mac Miller was independent. Yeah, I don't see.
Wiz is still signed to Rostrum.
Yeah,
it's
that's crazy.
It's Rostrum / Taylor Gang and all that.
I've heard Rostrum.
They also do stuff together.
I think they're
so.
distributed through a major. They distribute through a major.
Yeah, I think they.
But
distribute-
regardless,
I think they distribute.
They're
through
they have
Universal
an empire situation
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless, so that's amazing, man. I
Yeah.
think that you definitely can secure a feature.
I
with
mean,
Mac Miller.
more realistically, I would love to get a feature with Joey Badass, or somebody like that.
I think you could definitely get a Mac Miller feature.
Or
You
a
could
Ab
definitely get a
Soul.
Joey
That
Badass.
shit would be dope.
Yeah, I think it'd work perfectly. I think you just have to work through the certain chains of command that they got over there. I'm sure it's hard to work with a
Oh no, bro.
rapper that's passed. I'm sure it's a very hard process. I know Drake was able to figure it out with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but I feel
You
like
know?
that's only because you only get into those situations when you step in some shit. You know what I mean? When you just end up being that person that makes that music that resonates with that family, and they're like, all right, yo, bro,
Copy.
I give you that blessing.
Facts.
Here. I'm never gonna go and buy a Mac feature. I'm gonna end up in a situation
You got
someday
to make a lot of money for
where
a
I
lot
get
of
given
people.
that shit.
Well, you got to make a lot of money for a certain amount of people
Yeah.
to make something like that happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What were you big into back in the what, when you're 16, 17, 18? Were you a big gamer or were you a big basketball player? You know, what kind of thing
Yeah,
were you doing?
I gamed a little bit, but mostly basketball. I was a 3-sport athlete.
Okay,
so-
you were a three sport athlete. Okay,
Yeah.
so, you know, you suave with the girls. Are you wifed up? What's the word? Are you know?
Yeah, I got a girl right now.
You got, you got a
I
girl.
got a girl.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Well, don't you, female, and anyone else interested in this prestigious artist get any ideas he's taking, okay? Back to it. All right, Ricky, let's talk a little bit about BG. You know, you were telling me about Players Ball. That's a track that you guys are dropping real soon. How
Yeah.
quick?
We got this song Players Ball is coming out the 26th. Make sure you guys check it out.
26th of January. Okay,
yeah, 26th
okay.
of January. It was
Alright.
just this fun little record that we made. It was one of the last ones we made before he moved, actually. So.
Oh, BG. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's not in New York right now.
No, he's not local anymore, but we still
Okay.
work together all the time, send
Okay.
stuff back and forth. So
Okay, I hear
Yeah.
you. I hear you. It's always good to keep those relationships
Hell yeah.
going. You know, I mean, he's your brother. You guys grew up from the mud and put it all together, and he's also your brethren on the Drop, correct? You guys
Yeah.
both are part of the Drop. Now,
Yeah.
is there a Drop record label in Florida? Is there a studio out there?
yeah, he has his stuff. You know. what I
Is it
mean? He
called
has
The
his
Drop?
stuff. Yeah. He set it up to.
So
yeah.
you both. So there's two drops.
Yeah, there's 2 drops technically. Like we're.
No. I'm saying like you guys are you guys are taking over. You guys are both taking on 2 of the most popping states. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You
That's
guys
fact.
basically have 2 base camps.
At one point, I was gonna move out to California.
So
and
is there a
take it
vision of
with me.
getting a drop in every state?
I mean, I would definitely love to expand.
Mhm.
That's obviously, but I have to have the right. I would have to hire people myself.
Okay, let's
Because-
talk about that. You know,
You know what I'm saying?
how is it going building a team as an independent? How important is that? You know, and how hard is that?
It's hard, but it's good. Like you never really know how to find it until you do, I guess.
Facts.
Like
Okay.
until you're in it, then you realize like, oh, these were the people that I was supposed to be running around with the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's kind of like that.
I hear you. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about Players Ball. I mean,
Yeah, Players Ball, it's funky, bro.
What is it about?
I'll give you like I can play it for you after the interview, obviously.
yeah, please do. I mean, I just want to know, what is it about? Players
It's
Ball.
about Players Ball, so it basically is what it sounds like. It's Players Ball. If you're a player, and like imagine like going to like the ball, but
Mhm.
being like a pimp. That's who we made the song for. Like, you know what I mean? Like getting dressed up and going out.
Oh, I'm
like,
over here thinking that it's the Players Ball because you're playing and it's your ball.
Nah, we went completely other way with
Like,
it.
you know, like when you're
It's-
playing one-on-one basketball
Yeah, no, I know. what
and you
mean.
make the shot,
Yeah.
it's
Players
winner's ball.
Yeah, winners ball. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like it's Players Ball.
Nah, it's like Players
But this
Ball.
is actually
like, with
Players
with,
Prom
like, with
Ball.
a disco. Yeah,
Like
all
this
that.
is a Players Ball. Like
Yeah.
you own the ball.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
That's deep. That's real deep. Look into that. Urban Dictionary that. You can put that on Urban Dictionary.
Players Ball.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we got to.
You got it.
What's good, yo? I'm here with my boy Cam Productions. Shout out Krizm for having me at WCDB. My name is Ricky Bandana. I got the drop chain on. You see me. You don't know what it stands for. It stands for dopest records on the planet. Pretty much everything